Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be my 4K and Blu Ray pickups over the past couple of weeks. First off, on DVD from eBay, I bought the Quam Trilogy. This is the TV series. I thought I was buying the actual films here. What I wanted the films on DVD of Quatermass and Quatermass 2. And this is before the announcement of the amazing addition of the Quatermass experiment, the first film, from Hammer Films themselves. This is presented in the same way as Captain Kronos was, in a leather effect box, and it looks spectacular. No doubt that their version of the Quatermass experiment will look amazing. Now, if you buy that one, you will get the first series of the Quatermass experiments as a bonus on the discs. However, there's only 2 episodes of this that exist. The other 4 ones don't exist. If you want to see them, you put this into a CD-ROM and you can see the scripts for them. So that really the Quatermass experiment, the first disc, the first series, because these were released in the 50s, it is a bit of a blowout actually, and the picture quality on them is absolutely atrocious. It looks like the first series of the Quatermass experiment met the same fate as the early Doctor Who episodes by getting wiped, unfortunately. And you can tell that these are sourced from some tape. It's got loads of dropouts and all that, unfortunately. Bit of a disappointment that you can't see the first series in there. So what I'll probably do is I'll watch the Quatermass experiment on film, and then I will watch these 2 separately. All different Quatermasses. The actual professor isn't played by different people. Now on the third one, it's played by Andre Morel, who's an absolutely brilliant Hammer actor, and he's one of my favourite Hammer actors after seeing him in some great films. Really look forward to his performances. Now, in the film version of that, there's a different Quatermass again, and there's been some other things on the TV of Quatermass. So there's a lot of things to look for if you want to see the story of Quatermass. But this is this is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but this thing here is going to be absolutely spectacular. So that's the Quatermass Trilogy. Next up in the recent indicator sale, I got I, Monster. This is an Amicus film. I always thought this was a Hammer film. There's a lot of times when you get mixed up with what's Hammer and what's Amicus. This is an absolutely brilliant film. I've been waiting to see this for such a long time. So when the sale was on, I knew I had to pick this one up. This stars great cast, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. What more can you ask for? This film is basically Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now what Christopher Lee is going to do, he's got this serum and he's testing it out on animals. And when he tests it out on the animals, you go crazy. And he knows that it's and he's really unscrupulous, and he's got a really, like a curt demeanor. He doesn't engage with anybody. He treats people like fools, basically. And what it does is when he injects himself with it in the end, because he injects other people and they turn into the polar opposites of what they are. And when he injects himself, I didn't realize this, but the first time he injects himself, he becomes a bit like unruly, a bit like a naughty kid. And he goes around smashing things up just for fun. And he just gets more and more sinister each time he injects himself. And I'd never got that when I watched it, but I really enjoyed that part of it. But this is a spectacular film. It's got a great print. It's indicator, so you know you're going to get the best print available, and just had a blast with it. With this being Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, it basically is a must-see, and it is a brilliant film as well. So that's I, Monster. As well in the indicator sale, I got Corruption. This is what a movie this is. This was 1968. I've never seen this before because I thought this was a Hammer film, and it's not. So what I did was I put this on. Now it's got a couple of cuts in here, and there's like a longer cut, and I watched the longer cut, obviously. So again, Peter Cushing is brilliant. He plays a surgeon who goes to this party with his fiancée. Now it's one of these swinging parties when it's late 60s, and they're all talking about, hey, what a life's a gas and that. He goes there and he has an altercation with a photographer when he's photographing his fiancée, because he wants her to be a bit more risky and he's not into that. So anyway, he has a big fight with her. This is in the 10 minutes, so it's not a spoiler. And the lights fall on her and burn her in the face. Now he's sussed out, I don't know how, but he's looked into these books and he's found out that if he gets the skin of young people and puts it on to his fiancée, he can bring her face back to looking perfect, but he's got to keep on doing it. He can't just do it once. It will not, eventually it'll go bad. So he's in this never-ending chain of getting this fresh skin for his fiancée. Now she's a piece of work as well, and there's a lot of twists and turns in this. And I tell you what, this is I didn't, because it's an 18, I thought, well, for most of the film, I thought there's nothing in this, but I tell you, it does get really gory and violent. in places. So Peter Cushing is the villain of the piece, no doubt. But there's a lot more to it than that, and you actually feel sorry for him the way he has to go on and do this because his fiancée will not let him stop doing it. But the print on it as well looks absolutely spectacular. It's shot in like the Devon, that type of thing, but it's got like brilliant sunshine next to the beach in some places. It's brilliant. And it's one of those films when you get it and you think, I think this will probably be good. But when you watch it, and a lot of people talk highly about this, you watch it and you think, wow, that was something else. So these ones here, these, especially in the sale, if you can see them in the sale, do scoop them up because you can get them for £5 each. Absolutely brilliant. And also HMV usually sell them as a sale as items as well. So highly recommended. Again, Peter Cushing is outstanding. That's Corruption. Next up from HMV, I got Meat Cleaver Massacre. What do you think that's about? I've been after this for such a long time. Now, I'm firmly of the belief that I must have picked this up 1,000 times, looked at it, and there's been loads of sales from 101. And when I go to the sale, this one has always been full price, £16.99. And because I've seen it £8.49 before, but I never picked it up a while ago, I thought I'm going to hang about till it comes down in price. Now, it took a long time, and I'm sure this is the one that I keep picking up, but eventually I got my hands on it. I don't know anything about it. It's from 1976. It does feature Christopher Lee, but I don't think Christopher Lee is in it that much. He might only be in at the start introducing the film because it's got a couple of cuts of the film on here. Now, I was expecting it, with it being 1976, it looks like a low budget film. Of course, I don't mind that. I was expecting it to look quite ropey and just not that good a print, but it looks absolutely stunning, which is great to get these ones that look like that. So these are numbered. This is spine number 32. I don't pick them all up. I only go for ones that I like or think I like. But so happy to pick this up after literally months and months of looking at it and thinking, is this ever going to come down to a affordable price? And by affordable, I just mean half price. Because that's not a bad price, so you get a lot of stuff for it. But the fact is, when you know it's been in the sale before, you always go and look at it, try and get it in a sale again. So I'm hoping to check this out very soon after months of staring at it on the shelves in HMV. That's Meat Cleaver Massacre. Next up is Incubus. This is in the Slasher collection. This is spine number 55 from 1981. Didn't know anything about this film, although I have heard of that title, and I think I've seen it on pre-cert in the video shop years ago, but never got around to it. And it stars John Cassavetes, who is an absolutely brilliant actor, and he's also a brilliant director as well. It seems strange that he was in this type of film. It doesn't seem his type of film at all, but I'm all for checking out and see what it looks like. I did put it on, and I think that the picture quality is okay. It's not bad at all, but it's not as good as some of these ones are, because some of them get remastered in 4K in this line. But this is an interesting watch, and it's great to think that I thought that the Slasher collection was pretty much dead in the water after Spine 50. I thought they were going to just put the brakes on and just say, right, we've done it. We've done 50 of them, and that's going to be it. But now we're at the Spine 56. So it's carrying on, and really it's carrying on at a furious pace, which is great because whenever I watch these films, I always feel like I'm either introduced into a film I would have never seen before, I would have never went looking for, but I'm really happy that these are ones that I can now check out with a little bit of guidance from 88 Films. So that is Incubus. So next up in HMV, in the Arrow sale, I picked up a film that I've been looking for a long time on 4K. And wherever I go looking for it, it's just never there. And I wasn't really looking for it this time. And when I saw it in the sale, I thought I'm going to get that one. It is The Last Starfighter. This is a great film. Now, I haven't seen this film for such a long time, probably since when it came out. I would have watched this on the VHS because this is a really good film from the 80s. I like these sort of 80s film when they talk about video games and all that type of thing. It was like this one was kind of, it wasn't ahead of its time, but the special effects in it were kind of groundbreaking at the time, and I really thought that they did a great job with it. And with us not seeing it for such a long time, I really want to get back to it and see it in this fashion. Because I did have it on Blu-ray from my good friend John Hall, and I was going to watch it, but then when the 4K came out, I thought I'll get the 4K, and I kind of forgot all about it, if I'm honest. Then it came out over here, and I thought I will track it down over here, since this is the definitive version. I've always thought that this film looks a bit like a John Carpenter film, and by that I mean the way that John Carpenter films look. They look absolutely pristine. They're really well shot. All his films look incredible on the 4K. And for me, I thought that's how this would look, and it did. It's got this kind of just really well done 235 widescreen, just absolutely, it's a brilliant thing to look at. Yeah, that's what John Carpenter movies say to me. Whenever I look at them, I think I'm just having a brilliant experience. But you know the director is absolutely incredible. And I think the Arrow Seal is still on as well. That's The Last Starfighter. So really happy with this bunch of pickups. Shame about Quatermass just having those 2 episodes, not very good quality. The other ones I will definitely be watching. And don't forget the fact that Hammer are going to release the film of Quatermass. That's going to be spectacular. It'll be in black and white, but I can't wait to get that. I think they've got another 2 of the big box ones to release this year. He is hoping it's going to be Dracula and Frankenstein. Somehow I think it might not be, unfortunately. I think I've got about another 4 of the smaller box sets, which are a bit more like the 4-sided triangle size, to release as well in Shatter. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they put out. And I can't recommend these 2 highly enough. This was amazing. And Christopher Lee's, the way that he sort of changes in this film when he starts off as like a naughty kid, and then he goes more into sinister areas and corruption. Peter Cushing is absolutely psychotic in it, but there's more to it than that. And really interested. I'm really interested to start look at this one as well. And it's great to see these slasher collection ones still coming out. And also there, if you notice, I've got the next one there. I'll talk about that in the next pickups video. So thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.